Boogeyman. What is a boogeyman? Boogeyman is a mythical creature used by adults to frighten children into good behavior. But inside the UFC, this is completely different because a boogeyman is someone that is used to put fear inside adults' mind. Are that type of fighters that, man, everybody is afraid of fighting them. Everyone is trying to run away, and when they get inside the octagon, man, they completely destroy their opponents. And the first one that I'm going to talk here about is Jon Jones. Man, I'm not talking about this Jon Jones. I'm talking about light heavyweight Jon Jones. This guy, he was a monster. He was the youngest UFC champion ever. And the first one that he beat to become UFC champion was Mauricio Shogun Rua. So he beat Shogun and knocked him out cold. Then he simply put Lyoto Machida unconscious. He choked out Rampage Jackson. He simply beat the shit out of Rashad Evans for 5 rounds and did the same with Glover. And that fight with Glover, man, look at Glover's face after Jon Jones. And he beat Daniel Cormier twice. Man, the way that he beat Daniel Cormier in the second time, although it was a no contest, man, was scary because he simply kicked DC's head and went to the finish. And talking about another performance, he ran through Sonnen, Belfort, and Gustafsson. Although with Gustafsson he had that fight was a close decision, but he really did a good job without training for that fight. And man, the thing that he did to Gustafsson after in the second fight, man, it's unbelievable. He simply knocked out Gustafsson as if he was some nobody. And man, after this he went downhill, having close fights against Thiago Moreta, and Dominic Reyes. Light heavyweight Jon Jones, when he was in his prime, man, he was number 1 pound for pound. Man, this guy was the best. So other boogeyman is Alex Pereira, and I think that people will tell that no, this guy is not a boogeyman, but believe me, he is a monster. He beat Sean Strickland at middleweight and Adesanya, some of the best that you can find at middleweight, and he beat Adesanya, who was a dominant champion, and that we can't take that from him. He was knocked out in the second fight, but he went up to light heavyweight and he started a path of destruction. He simply beat Blachowicz. Then he beat Jiri Prochazka by knockout, Jamahal Hill by knockout, and Jiri Prochazka again by knockout, and he became a double champ and number 2 pound for pound. This guy is a complete monster. He simply is the best that we can have, and nobody wants to fight him. Although everybody's saying, oh, I want to fight Pereira, but nobody wants really to fight Pereira, even Adesanya. He's relieved that he didn't lose the second fight, and now he will dog Pereira. And I believe that any of the guys that I have said here will dog Pereira. And even Magomed Ankalaev, he knows that he's going to be knocked out, that he can be knocked out. So talking about another boogeyman, we are talking about Islam Makhachev. This guy simply destroyed the lightweight division. I have nothing to explain here. He beat Volkanovski 2 times, and Volkanovski when he was in his prime. I know that the second fight was not the best Volkanovski that we have seen, but he beat him by knockout. He beat one of the lightweight goats, Charles Oliveira. He beat Sarukian when they were young. He beat Poirier, Green, and Hooker, and now he's the number 1 pound for pound guy. And man, for real, I don't believe that any lightweight wants to really fight Islam Makhachev. They just don't want to fight him, and because they don't want to fight him, I put him as the Boogeyman. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and see you next time.